All right. Let me see. All right. So I'm back. Just got the like this. All right. So I'm back. I literally just got the response from the baby mama that was trying to pull the stuff. So I'm gonna bring this up right now. Let me see. All right. So I'm going to bring this up now. We're going to listen to what she has to say right now. Check this out. Let me pull this up. Let's see. No, it's not that. It is this right here. Sorry. It is this right here. Let me pull this up. Woo. 131. Here it is.
The whole world is basically bashing me right now because I'm the baby mama who was upset at her baby daddy because he only decided to give his child McDonald's and not the rest of my other 3 kids. I have 4 kids. You knew the situation when you dated me. Our child is the youngest child. So keep that in mind before y'all make me the villain. That means all my other kids knew him. He was buying the McDonald's when we were together. My kids have to go through a transition of our breakup as well. Like, yeah, me and you broke up, but my kids got to feel it too. So now my kids have to see only one of their siblings get McDonald's and not the rest of them. And they know it's coming from you because, of course, like me and you used to be together. They used to see you. You used to do it for them. But now you don't want to do that for them anymore. Like, to me, that's petty. That's petty. Like, it's not fair. Like, you're not finna give one child McDonald's and not all the other kids McDonald's. Like, I'm not going. And then on top of that, you mean to tell me you can dib and dab and want to do it sometimes, but yet you can't feed all my other kids McDonald's, though? That's what you mean to tell me? Like, I'm not going for that. I'm going to stand on what I said, and I don't care what everybody else have to say about it. Y'all could judge me. Oh, well, I could be the villain, but I said what I said. Like, if you can't bring everybody McDonald's, then can't nobody have McDonald's then. Period.
Look at how mad she got again. Now, if you didn't hear that whole thing, she did give us some information that we did not know from the first video. Now, the first piece of information, she said that he had no problem doing it when they were dating. She said their kid is the youngest one. Okay, so if he was doing it when you guys were dating, he wasn't doing it all the time because you didn't say that. She would have, I'm pretty sure, how the way she sounds, if he was doing it all the time, she would have said, you would come over all the time and do it. No, just like I said before, every now and then he might do it. He's dating you. So, of course, if he's dating you, he doesn't want to look bad like that and just like be like, man, you got all these kids here. He probably was trying to buy you something to eat. And if your kid's the youngest one, you know, if your kid ain't born yet or whatever it was, and you know, he's getting you something to eat. If you pregnant or something, and he's getting you something to eat, he probably feel bad inside. Like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and get them something too. He's done that way too many times. Now, during the process of you guys doing the thing, it kind of went. It went to where it went. He doesn't want you, and it's obvious because of how you act. Now, check this out. She was talking about, you know, she don't have no money. She got to wait for all this stuff. She had her eyebrows done, her nails done, her makeup done, her hair was done. Everything was done. She just had everything done. She was complaining about that. Now, the thing that don't make sense, Well, it makes sense, but then it don't make sense. She said, our kid is the youngest one. So, obviously, if we break up, then they have to go through it too. So, pretty much, this is what you were planning on. You were planning on him to always do that stuff to where, see, now your kids think that, he's the dad of the other kids. They are expecting him to come with food whenever he comes because they know that they're not going to get it from their dad. You are expecting that. There's a bird, and there's another animal that what they do is they lay their eggs with the other nest and then they leave. The other birds don't know that egg is not theirs. Okay, so that other person is feeding the other little baby birds and all of the other stuff, and the other dude just took off and left. Same situation here. Now, when this dude got tired of it, he said, you know what? If I bring my kids something, and people, McDonald's is not cheap anymore. First of all, he didn't buy his son a Happy Meal. That was a full-out meal. And everyone knows that McDonald's now, the combo meals are like $10. You got 4 other kids. You expected him to spend $40 on McDonald's to come to your house. Now, if he spends $40 on McDonald's, are you going to take $30 off of what he has to give you to take care of your kid? No. So why should he have to keep going over there and keep giving food? She said, but they have to go through the breakup too. And it's not right that you don't go and give for them anymore. No, he was doing it every now and then, and you got used to him doing stuff out of goodness of his heart too. You can't pin 3 kids on the dude. You can't pin 3 kids on the dude. And I wasn't even going to talk about this until Tuesday. I'm still going to do it Tuesday, but this is just ridiculous that she put up a video to try to explain herself, and it still doesn't make sense. You guys were dating. You weren't living together. You aren't married. Now, if you're living together and you're bringing in stuff for just one and then the other one is just sitting there, that's kind of, you can't do that because you live in the same house. You have to find another way to do it. But women, you can't be trying to pin kids on dudes. But if he literally brings food, you can't get mad at him for saying he don't got to do it. And then she tried to say, well, now you want to backtrack and say you may want to do it every now and then. Yeah, he may want to do it every now and then. He's not planning to go see his son and think he's got to spend $50 every single time he goes to see his son. Like that is, and he goes every other day. So you think he's supposed to, like, whenever he brings food for his son every other day, you want him to bring food for the other kids every other day, but that's like an extra $35 every single time. So if he's coming every other day, like he stated, and you have not denied that, that means he's coming 15 days. He's coming 15 days out of a month every other day, right? He's there half the time. So now you're saying this, lady. Now, if he spends $10 every other day on his kid for 15 days, that's $150 a month on just McDonald's, right? Or whatever the fast food is, right? Now, lady, you add in another kid, that's $300. You add in another kid, okay? That's $450, okay? You add in another kid. That dude is paying, she wants him to pay rent and food for her other kids that the other dudes don't do nothing for, and that she is really not doing nothing for. What she is doing is, well, I'll probably get child support for all these dudes, so I don't got to go to work. I don't got to work. I can get food stamps, and I can get child support from these dudes. I don't got to work. Now, what happens when these dudes don't send their child support in, and you ain't got that, and all you got is your food stamps? Why the hell are you banking on food stamps and child support? Get your lazy ass up and go do something. The hell wrong with you? And then she gonna say, well, to everybody else who don't agree with me, this is what I'm saying. I would love to interview her. And I'm trying right now to find her actual page. I want to interview her. I will pay to interview her. That's how bad I want to interview her. I want to I saw it said TikTok for her thing. I'm trying to figure out and it says baby mama Lisa, but when I type that up, it's everyone that has a video that's doing a reaction to it. I want to find her. I got some questions for her. Because she says their child is the youngest out of all of them. So she went through 3 dudes and was like, man, I'm finna try to pin these on him because he good. And he realized you were trying to pin them kids on him. And he said, you know, when you ain't got no form, you trying to get away, you run like this. I ran track, people. I ran track. I know how to run. When you trying to get away from somebody, hop that wall. Hop that wall. That's what he did. And she got pissed off. And I hope that I hope he's on child support. I hope he's on child support so he can play that video. There is no way that she can get away from that video. So many people have made a reaction to that video. And she's trying to go and defend herself, saying the exact same thing that she said in the video. I got to listen to this again. Watch this. Oops, wrong one. Sorry, that was earlier. Watch this. I got to watch it again. I have to watch this again, people. This is just stupid. This is her response.
The world is basically bashing me right now because I'm the baby mama who was upset at her baby daddy because he only decided to give his child McDonald's and not the rest of my other 3 kids. I have 4 kids. You knew the situation when you dated me. Our child is the youngest child. So keep that in mind before y'all make me the villain. That means all my other kids knew him. He was buying the McDonald's when we were together. My kids have to go through a transition of our breakup as well. Like, yeah, me and you broke up, but my kids got to feel it too. So now my kids have to see only one of their siblings get McDonald's and not the rest of them. And they know it's coming from you because, of course, like me and you used to be together. They used to see you. You used to do it for them. But now you don't want to do that for them anymore. Like, to me, that's petty. That's petty. Like, it's not fair. Like, you're not finna give one child McDonald's and not all the other kids McDonald's. Like, I'm not going. And then on top of that, you mean to tell me you can dib and dab and want to do it sometimes, but yet you can't feed all my other kids McDonald's, though? That's what you mean to tell me? Like, I'm not going for that. I'm going to stand on what I said, and I don't care what everybody else have to say about it. Y'all could judge me. Oh, well, I could be the villain, but I said what I said. Like, if you can't bring everybody McDonald's, then can't nobody have McDonald's then.
And just like I said, people, did you see her keep doing this, flicking her hair to try to make herself look right for the camera? She will do all of that. But first of all, what her dumbass need to do is download the damn McDonald's app and save up them points. That's what you need to do. Download that damn McDonald's app, save up them points. You got an EBT card, you go to McDonald's, use that EBT card and save up them points. You get some free food. Then you can go ahead and get some McDonald's for them kids. Man, Ghost said, he said, I seen that video and she is not right. That guy is right. It's not his duty. The father in his right is not. Come on now. Like, check this out, Ghost. Check this out, though. She just said that, you used to do it when we were dating and they know when the food comes, it's going to come from you. That's because he a stand-up dude. He paid for food. But she said that's petty, that you still won't spend all that money on my other kids. But and here's where she's trying to get people. She's trying to get people like this. And women, this is what you got to understand and how you guys don't listen to shit when it comes to arguments. When she is arguing with the dude, he says, I come every other day. She did not argue about that at all. He comes every other day. So, and he brings food every other day. Sometimes he will have something for the other ones, but he don't have to every single time. So people, I just broke this down. Every other day is 15 days in a month. He spends $10, people, on McDonald's. That was a large soda. That was not a Happy Meal. He spends $10 on fast food or whatever it is. For if it's Chinese food, it's $10, $8.99, 9 some change. It don't matter. He's spending $10. That's $150 for a month for one kid just on fast food. That don't got nothing to do with diapers or any other thing that he has to do. Okay, she got 3 other kids, people. That's $600 right there, people. That's $600 she wants him to spend. She wants him to spend an extra $450 a month on her other kids. That's all right, people. Let me tell you this. When I was paying child support, all right, because I'm not on child support, I don't have any arrears and I don't have a balance. Okay. The lowest I paid on child support when it first started, they had me on before I went in, when I found out, they had me on $372. And that was without me knowing I had to go do paternity tests because I had no idea. I went and did all that. After I went to court and did all that stuff, the paternity test and all that stuff, they dropped it all the way down to $116 a month, right? So, boom, 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 boom. Then I move out to the Inland Empire, and my kid and my son is out there. So by me moving out here, my child support went up to $474, all right, a month. That's just for one kid. That's not including medical insurance or any other stuff. All right. I'm paying $474. People, I have not missed a payment. I don't have arrears, and my child support case is closed. That's what you do you got to do good customer service when you're dealing with the other party too, people. A lot of you guys don't get that. So go say 570, look, 524 for one kid, and I have her 6 months out of the year. Wow. Dang, that's 50-50. They got you at 50-50 and still paying that. I represented myself in court, and after my I was paying $474 and had my thing, but when you're a good person and you do what you're supposed to do, the woman is supposed to take the dude off if he's doing what he's supposed to do. So that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. But $474, people, plus all the other stuff I got to pay, you are spending. Now she wants that dude to do all of that and go give an extra $450 a month for her other kids. Now, women, slap yourself with that child support paper that you got. Anytime you think a dude is just gonna be okay, like you got them kids there and them dudes know that those are his kids, and you know that those are those dudes' kids, you're not doing nothing to those dudes to make them come and do something. You are not about to use me. That's what's not about to happen. You are not about to use me. That's called using. You're trying to use a dude. What the hell? Go say, yep, getting a lawyer soon and she makes 80. Yeah. You need to look, I represented myself in court. The other lawyers that were in there, they were asking me, when did I take my bar exam? They thought that they thought that they never seen me before and I was a new lawyer. That's how I represented myself. I represented myself. I did all the work to represent myself. Okay. So that right there by itself is ridiculous. $80K a year, half the time, and still making you pay all that. Now there's on YouTube, there's a video of this court case, and the woman goes in there in court and she's in there, clowning the dude and all of this other stuff. She's clowning them. She's making fun and all this other stuff in court. And then the judge asked, what do you do? And she said that she's in real estate. She flips houses. And she said, I make about $125,000 a year. I could make more. It just depends on how the market is and how they're selling. She said that to the judge, her idiot ass. She said that to the judge. Now the judge asked her, man, she said, what do you do? And before he could answer, she answered for him. She said, he's broke. He's a teacher. That's what she said. She said, it's not my fault he chose to pick a dumbass job and be a teacher. That's what she said in court. That's what she said in court. And guess what happened? The dude was making like 30-something thousand a year, and she's making all that much money. The judge made her have to pay him child support. The judge made her have to pay him child support. Then she tried to recant and take back all the stuff she said. The judge said, nope, I let you open your mouth. So now she is paying him the child support and all the other stuff. Women, a lot of the dudes out there are afraid to step in that battle with you, and they know that you make way more than them. And they think that because you make way more than them, you have a little bit more pull when it comes down to going to the court. It says, this is from Ashley. Let's take a look at this. Believe in putting child support. It says, it says on believe. Okay, I'm going to just cut out that ion part. Believe in putting child support on the man. Either he's going to be stand-up, either he's going to be a stand-up guy or move around. I guess I'm different. I just don't have that kind of time to make a man father his kids. Oh, you were saying you don't believe? Oh, you know what? You may not be. Okay. No, you're all right, Ashley. You're all right. All right. Okay. You said, okay, you don't do it because you don't believe, you got to try to make a man. Let me tell you this. I think, and I think, Ashley, I think that's not bad. Ashley, do you have here? Ashley, look. If you are aware, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. Here, I'm going to put this up here. If you can, Ashley, hop up in there because you say, I don't believe in putting child support on the man. Either he's going to be stand-up guy or move around. Okay, now that is something that, okay, now there's a lot of women who might think you're crazy. I speak the truth and they think I'm crazy here. A lot of women might think you're crazy there. But that's why if you can, click that link. If you can, click that link because that is a good statement right there. But I'm going to tell you how I feel about this statement also. It is a good statement, but it's also one that's weird. So I'm about to open myself up a little bit, people here. Now, bam, here she is. Bam. Okay, now I'm going to open myself up a little bit, people here, on this situation here. Now, my wife has my oldest son, Cameron, he's 15. It's her child. I've been with Cameron since he's been 15 months old. His dad don't see him, don't call, don't do nothing, don't send no child support. And I have arguments at home, like because he hides and sometimes he'll send something. I'm like, okay, he's in contact with people or things like that. I have been trying to find the dude. I pay for all the little sites and things to search and all that other stuff. I come into a dead end once it gets down to the family house. My wife pretty much like damn near gave up. And I get so angry because no. Cameron's dad knows that I do my thing. So he's like, I'm about to slip and slide and because he's doing it. My wife knows that too. But I'm like, nah, I'm not letting that punk get away. When me and him see each other, we gonna have one of these. Yeah, we gonna have one of these, and I hope he's watching for somehow. Christopher Davis, I'm gonna whoop your ass. You owe me a gang of money, boy. He don't do nothing. He don't do anything, and my wife pretty much gave up because I do the thing. But I'm like, nah, we can't let lowlifes like that just get away. What you are saying, see, I know that from seeing that nothing's happening. All right. Your stance on this thing is I've never heard this stance, but it is a good one because some people when they have kids young, they still don't understand what's going on. You know what I mean? Like they still haven't grown up yet. So putting somebody on something can actually hurt them in the long run because they could turn into that person that that you're trying to do. Like you want them to be. I see how it can work there, and I see how it can work. They're either going to do it or they're not going to do it. But at the same time, I want to ask you this with that statement there. How did you come up with that statement, and what type of dudes what type of dudes are you dealing with to make you say that statement?
Funny you asked that. But okay, I say as far as the dudes I've dealt with, yeah, they were older guys, but it take a real man to be a man, you know. And it's a lot of men out here that's making babies with women, but they don't they don't look at, you know, the standpoint as far as long term. You know, like say for instance, my son's dad, my son 14, and you know, I got with his dad when I was 17. We got married when I was 21. I had my son at 22. So although I was married to this man for all those years, you know, he was never a father to my son. And it was just pretty much like, you know, he was a dope boy. But the way me and his relationship was, it was so toxic, man. But you know, at the time, I didn't realize, I didn't understand. Uh, basically, you know, when a woman have a baby, she really had that baby for herself. You know what I'm saying? Because that man is guaranteed to walk out at any time. You just never know. So in my mind, I always felt like, well, as long as I can get my hustle on and make sure my baby have what he need, I don't really. I mean, you know, I wouldn't even waste my time going down there, standing in that line to get these people to put this man on chast. That's just a waste of time, and how I look at it, because it's not guaranteed that he gonna even do what they say do. What at the end of the day, what they gonna do? Put him in jail 6 months at a time after, you know, that money reach a certain bracket? That's just a waste of time on my behalf and his, you know.
Oh, I feel yeah. You broke that down right there because you know it take a lot of time going there and then all that other stuff. But then, like you said, they can still put him on child support and he ain't gonna pay. So I
Exactly.
feel you right there. I feel you right there. Now my next question is this. Now, let's say you're doing your thing. Like let's say a dude leaves, you got a kid, right? Now, let's say you meet someone else. Your attitude towards this person that's coming in, are you keeping that same attitude like the way from what the other dude is, or like you say, okay, I'm gonna be with you, but you know, even if we have a kid, I don't go do your thing. It's all me. Do you keep that with the same dude, or do you try to see if he's, you know, like I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out when you go to the next dude, are you, you know, that same model from the last dude, like that carries over to the new dude?
Absolutely not.
Okay,
Because as a woman, what on the green earth would I have, you know, what business would I have including that man in this man's business, you know? Okay, say the daddy didn't want to do nothing, he gone on about his business. Well, sometime down the line, I meet another guy, and this man is good to me, and I see, well, hell, he bonding with my kids. I wouldn't ask him to do nothing that he didn't want to do for those kids, because I'm gonna make sure that I'm standing up on my end of the bargain for those kids. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't make him feel obligated to do anything for my kids unless he wanted to.
right,
Now,
right,
now on
right, yeah.
another standpoint, if this new guy come in and he's trying to regulate and run and, you know, discipline my kids, and he ain't trying to be a stand-up guy for the kids, well, then we're gonna have a problem there, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I wouldn't bring the last relationship into the new relationship at all, period, you know.
right. And that's good because there's a lot of young women out there that don't know how to keep that thing separate right there. You know, they instinctively they go and try to put that into the new dude. But what I did like what you said was you said whatever he does by himself, that's what he's gonna do because he wants to. Not gonna
Right.
sit there and force or say you have to because I'm gonna tell you like this from a man's standpoint, if you get into a relationship like that and then someone starts like insisting that you do this, you got to leave. You have to leave. You have to leave that person alone. They're insisting that you do this stuff. So it's not all about you. It's the fact that you got something that, you know what I mean? Do it, you know, you have to, but I understand. Like me, how I was with Cameron. When I first met Cameron at 15 months old, he wouldn't even come to me until I had that McDonald's fry in my hand. Once once I put that McDonald's fry in his hand, it was over from there. But it's everything that I wanted to do myself. I would go pick my wife up or something, and her mom might want to babysit the kid. I'm like, nah, bring him. You know what I mean? Yeah, like do it because you want to. But here is the thing here. What do you think about this though? Because it seems like that dude in that video was doing what he was supposed to do. And it seemed like she's a hard person to even get along with by by just watching that. So when he leaves and breaks up with her, what's your take on that? Because she said that, well, he used to do it when we were dating. She didn't say he did it all the time, how he does for her son. But what's your take on that?
Okay, I look at it like this. When you are in a relationship, especially a man that's coming into a relationship with a woman that already has kids, it's gonna have to be some boundaries somewhere up in there, because these are her kids and he's just coming into it. So if a woman, if it's a good man coming into a relationship with a toxic woman with kids, he needs to just turn around and run the other way, because it ain't gonna never be no peace there. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Mm-hmm.
on another foot, if this man is coming into a relationship and it's a good toxic, it's a good thing where there's life being fed into the relationship. Well, you can probably work with that a little bit, but still, at the end of the day, there's got to be boundaries there between the woman, the man, and those kids. They're gonna all have to have boundaries of respect for each other in order for it to be a healthy household. You know.
Right. Right, I get that. Now, I have my buddy on here, the DoorDash Revolution on here, and he had a take, and I thought about this too. He said, "Now you see how she threw that food on the floor and threw that soda, right? She threw it, or she threw the whole bag on the floor and threw the drink. And said he not gonna have none of that." Now, DoorDash Revolution said, "What do you think happens when he leaves and that food goes in the house?" Now, that's what when he said that, I had a whole bunch of stuff go through my head. What if she taking the food from him and letting him eat it in front of him, or like you don't know what's going on in there? I didn't think about that until he said that, because that's something that you get food and she might yell at the kid. You get food all the time. Give me this, and go give it to them. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, I didn't think about that. But when I did think about it, I said, my oldest brother, we have a different dad. So, but it's damn near the same thing on how my dad raised my older brother, the same how I do for my son Cameron. And I forgot where I was going to go with this. This story is this thing is so crazy. It just went out of my head. It went out of my head that fast. No, I forgot where I was going with this. I
Yeah.
forgot where I was going.
See, that's deep right there. Like if I was in that situation and where I got 4 kids, and only out of those 4 kids, one daddy gonna do for his baby. I don't know. I would feel less of a woman to allow that baby to eat that stuff in front of the other 3 kids. I would feel less of a woman. And then at the end of the day, I would pretty much be like Jesus when he divided the 5 fish and them loaves of bread. We
That's
should
where I was
all
going
share
with
this
it.
here.
That's
That's
where I was
how I
going
would
with
handle
it.
that. I wouldn't let that baby eat that in front of them kids.
That's where I was going with it, and I knew it was gonna pop back. You popped it in, yeah. We go break bread. So what I
Oh,
know, and that's where I was going with it, because my mom, this is what my mama would do. My mama would, okay, she'll go outside, get the food, and when they come in the house, you don't even know is whatever. She go right up there to the table, bam, bam,
mm-hmm.
bam, boom. You don't know nothing.
Yep.
You don't know nothing. We just about to, and that was what I was like. Why wouldn't she just? Why? And first of all, a McDonald's large fry, I don't even eat the whole thing. All I need is like this much. Those are kids. They could
Mm-hmm.
split that large fry, and And then if she didn't want that, like he said, he said, well, just bring him downstairs and he can come with me to the car and eat. But she said no. So that's how I know she uses that kid as hostage. You know what I mean? Because normally if a dude is gonna come over to see his kid, what woman is gonna say, no, don't take him? Most
Mm-hmm.
say, yeah, go ahead. But see, what I think is she probably thinks, well, if he leaves, they're still stuck here, and they probably go ask her, where's my daddy at?
Oh yeah, don't think they not. They are. Kids notice. Kids notice when they being made difference from. You know, I went through it as a kid, so I know that they notice because I noticed it as a kid. But you
Yeah.
know, it's one thing being raised up like that and carrying that trait on, and it's another thing as being raised up like that and breaking that cycle. You know, so that's what I chose to do when it come to my kids. I broke that generational curse because it's not, it don't feel good as a kid coming up being made a difference of, you know,
Mm-hmm.
at
Man,
all.
I think with this video here, if she don't watch this video and actually, because the video that she just put up her response, it was like she didn't learn nothing from seeing her the first time on the camera. She came back with the same mentality. I think that I think people like that, four kids, four different dudes, that mentality. I think they should be forced into a parenting class or something. They should be forced. They should be forced to, you know what I mean? Because that don't make no sense. And people, this ain't a black thing or this is people. It don't matter. There are people who do that same thing, and they have to teach that. But that's crazy because you can tell she's probably repeating the cycle that she came from.
Exactly. You know, like if we as humans do not learn how to handle our childhood wounds, it'll come out in adulthood. And you know, a person wondering why is this person acting like that? Well, that's something that stemmed from childhood, and they brought it over to adulthood. They didn't know how to take care of that, and it's because a lot of people are scared to deal with different things that hurt them. They just push it down.
Right,
You got to cry to feel. It's just like any other wound. You scrape your knee because you fell off your bike. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna cry, and then through time it's gonna heal. It's the same way with the wounds on the inside. You know, you got to allow that you got to cry it out. Some
right.
people think they too good to cry. I cry every day. You know.
Cry every day, every day. It's something that'll get me going.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. Every single day. Now, what I got going on Tuesdays, and like you said, some people don't know how to let it out. So since I got a channel here and everything, I'm starting on Tuesdays on two. Well, we did the first one this past Tuesday, but I got a men's open link for men to come on here talk about how to be a good dude and stuff like that. Because a lot of people just they don't they don't try or anything. So I got that coming up on this Tuesday. We're going over the qualifications of a good man, what makes a good man, and I would really, from your point of views right now, I would love for you on this Tuesday coming up on the is that the 5th, on the 5th, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I would like you to click in on that simply because your standpoint on these things with some of the other men that might join in, perfect, perfect. So if you want to come in next Tuesday, you can go. You're more than welcome to come on in and give some point of views because men want to hear something from a woman, but from someone that's got some sense and some common sense and everything, and everything that you just dropped up in there was like, yeah, that's the type of person you want to get the answer from the other side from
Right.
right there.
Right.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
so
Yeah. If
this
I'm
Tuesday
if I'm
coming
available,
up,
I definitely will click in, man. I don't mind.
yeah, please do that. Subscribe here. I'm gonna go shoot you a subscription on your thing. I only went up right now. I go live every day from 2 to 3 Pacific Standard Time. But when I saw this response, I just went live again. I had to go live again and just go talk about this. But I'm live every day from 2 to 3, and I do interviews with people from all over the place. So
Okay.
check me on interviews. Now I'm associated with people that do like DoorDash and Uber Eats and all that stuff in the gig world. I do that on the side, so I show them how to do it right. But then my live show right here, this is my show. Like this is what it is. 2 to 3 every day, live shows. Sometimes I go twice a day, depending on what it is. But Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. Tuesdays 6:30 is the men's night. I have a sports thing that's going to be coming in next week. My guy had COVID, but he's coming in next week. So I got interviews, live show, I got ride-alongs, and I got sports coming here on HotFacts. So I'm bringing in something for everybody, and I want to bring more topics like this so men and women can get in here and, express yourself, let everybody learn, and not be naive about stuff because we're talking about it.
Right. Okay, then. All right. Well, I appreciate it, Mr. Reese.
No problem. Now I'm about to get off here right with you. So I tell my people this. People, it's that time. I'm about to do like Chuck Woolery and sign off in 2 and 2. See y'all later.